Here they come. That first corner after they receive the green lights is going to be the dodgy one because it's so tight. Getting round there,
exactly.
It's going to be fun. Definitely worth watching. So here we go. The safety car pulls off. It's Sam Smith with Thomas Neubauer alongside. And we are ready for the lights to go out, and they are side by side and waiting. The tension is building here. It's the start of round one of the Ferrari Challenge Europe, and we are go. And it's side by side, Sam Smith and Thomas Neubauer alongside, and Neubauer has hit him on the inside. In fact, it's Nico Shiro who's taken the lead up onto the inside. Nico Shiro taken the lead. He just got that jump there. Sam Smith just trying to get back to him now as they go round that first corner. Good to see all the cars around that first corner. Here comes Sam Smith jumping up the inside. It's Neubauer, my apologies. 2 red cars, Neubauer in the lead and Sam Smith in second. So here we go, Sam Smith, he's challenging on the outside through the S here, up to the inside. And that looks like Manuela Gosner, who has just made a good start on that. No, she hasn't, she's down in 15th place.
Yeah, actually a lot of movement at the beginning. We could see that, like you said in the previous comments, the first corner is really important, really tight. So to find the position and to avoid the contacts there is quite difficult. And we could see already one car spun. I think it was Manuela. So yeah, in that moment, so we can see as well that there are quite a lot of fighting around. There are three or four places where it's quite easy to overtake. For sure, turn 1 is easy, up to turn 3 as well.
Yeah.
And so we can see some movement on the standing too, because of the overtakings.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nicola Shiro there in the lead, Sam Smith second, and here we go. We can just see what happened there with Manuela Gosner. She just collects the side there and just loses it. Deary me, that's not the start of the season that she wanted. Spun there, and I didn't actually catch that when it happened first time round, but she's now at the back of the grid. The leading AM driver is Christian Overgaard, but the leader of the Pirelli Pros, Nicola Shiro, no doubt about that. Sam Smith in second, and Thomas Neubauer in third, followed by Alessandro Bonaccini. And there's 85, Emmanuel Tabacchi, who we've been looking at all weekend. He is really impressed, hasn't he? And here he goes past Christian Overgaard, and he's into 6th place.
Yeah, well, another important thing is that if you can go out, if you go out of the correct line, you put some dust on the tires, and here is only one line where you can drive, let's say, and keep the tires in right conditions. So that's also when you try to.
And that's Manuela Gosner again, isn't it?
She's
got problems there. Yeah, she's got damage.
Right.
That's just been a bad afternoon for her, isn't it? So there's Manuela Gosner pulling it up at the side of the track, and she's just collected damage in that spin. Yeah,
like I said, I mean, it's important to commit when you want to overtake, like I said, and not try to not put some dust on the tires, because like I said, here is quite a key in the.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see that her steering is just completely broken, and her race is over for today. So there we see Thomas, now, I've got to get the pronunciation right there, Neubauer, Thomas Neubauer in 3rd place. Definitely been impressing during this weekend, and he's holding down a 3rd place in the Pirelli Pros. But Nicola Shiro, he's got himself a good lead there, and Sam Smith in 2nd place with a gap through to Thomas Neubauer. In 4th place, Alessandro Bonacci, with Louis Pret now looking like he's putting the pressure on. Here comes Louis Pret, and we have a yellow flag. So we've got the caution out, yellow flag, with 25 minutes to go, and that's just going to be for the Manuela Gosner car. So Louis Pret putting the pressure on for 4th place as we come into there, and then a long gap down to Emmanuel Tabaki in the car 85. So that yellow flag's still showing. We see John Dillon there in the very distinctive looking car, and he's being challenged by Ken Chen. So the race continues, 25 minutes to go. That yellow flag is still standing for Manuela Gosner as they remove her car. And the cars are just spacing out a little bit as the light goes down. They look great. Look at the brake disc glowing.
Yeah, this is one of the nice things when we are racing in the dark. You can realize how hot and warm are the
you really can. Yeah,
the brakes, and is a really nice picture of the car with these conditions.
Yeah. Okay, you heard the second voice behind, and it's Miguel Molina who's with me. Miguel is one of the official Ferrari GT drivers, and so you have driven a Ferrari 488 car. It's slightly different to this one. It's the same 488, but there are some differences between the cars, aren't there, to what you've driven?
Yeah, I'm used to drive the GT3, the 488 GT3, and the 488 GTE, and the difference, the most different thing with the 488 Challenge is this car is really close to the road car, with some small different things in the car. We could say that the suspension is different, the brakes are different as well, the aerodynamics, the big wing in the behind. So, but against the GT3, the GT3 is another step on racing car, and is designed as well to have an endurance racing from 3 to 24 hours.
Yeah.
So that's another, especially is another kind of work of design to support this amount of hours and racing. So yeah, but one of the good things of the challenge that they have a couple. So it's that the engine is completely open on power, and the huge amount of power that these cars have is really impressive. I had the opportunity last year to drive this 488 Challenge, and I was really impressed on the power.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, I mean, a car that's made to go a shorter distance effectively. So for the endurance, everything, I guess, has to be toned down a little bit.
Yeah, and here the maximum driving time is like 30 to 40 minutes, and for sure is another kind of car.
Okay, so we're looking at Manuel. We're looking at Thomas Neubauer there, under pressure from Alessandro Bonaccini. And as you can see there, he's putting the heat on a little bit, but I think Neubauer, it's his first time he's been in this series, and I think he is doing very well. A lot of pressure just to come in here. There's a lot of established names in it, and he's kind of holding his own very well, don't you think?
Yeah, for the moment, like I said, I mean, to try to overtake in this racetrack, you need to be really close going out of the corner, for example, like it is now, right now. So now Luis will have a good chance to overtake Alessandro, and let's see if he can make it or not.
So down the home straight they come. Louis Pret, and he's right up behind Alessandro Bonaccini, who in turn is tucked up behind Thomas Neubauer and taking a look up the inside. But Bonaccini shuts the door quite firmly. There's just one line through there. It's turn 1 and into turn 4 of the good overtaking opportunities on this track. And here he goes again, Louis Pret taking a look up the inside. This time he's got him. No, he hasn't. So again, Bonaccini shuts the door, just very defensive driving. He comes back at him. He's round the outside. Again, Pret is just very persistent. Surely it's only a matter of time before he can get through there. But again, Bonaccini definitely in control of this at the moment. Pret takes another look up at the outside. The brake disc glowing, tucks back down onto the inside. and still no way forward. In the meantime, while that's going on, Thomas Neubauer is getting away, because whilst they're fighting each other, it's giving Neubauer the chance just to put a bit of distance between himself and the 4th and 5th place cars. At the front, Nicolo Schiro is still got a nice clear distance. He's got over 2 seconds gap over Sam Smith, who's in 2nd place. But it's this battle now between Louis Pret and Alessandro Bonaccini that is really what's capturing us at this time. So, doesn't look easy for him to get past. What tricks can Louis Pret try to actually get past him?
Well, actually, like I said, I mean, to prepare, look, now is looks like Alessandro is struggling a bit to get the right apex on the corners, and he's defending all the time the position.
And that is very defensive driving, isn't it? But look now, Louis Pret, he's found the way up the inside. Can he hold it? Yes, he's got him under braking, and Louis Pret takes that position, but Bonaccini's coming back at him again, isn't he? He's a persistent one, so straight back at him. I'm guessing it's the speed that he took into that corner. He couldn't slow it down enough, allowing him just to tuck back under.
Now it's a good fight, actually, and let's see how it ends, because at the moment it's quite tense, let's say.
Good driving from both drivers. It's nice and clean. They're not driving into each other. There's advantage to nobody if they both end up in the barrier. So here we go. It's as you were, ladies and gentlemen. Alessandro Bonaccini is got back up into that 4th place. Louis Pret has got the heat on big time. Wondering what on earth he can do to get past. This is the race. This is the battle of the race that we've got focused on. So here we go again, Louis Pret taking another look, maybe just gonna just regather himself. Here we go, on board. We're on board as he takes a look up at the inside there. You can see the camera pointing backwards.
He missed a bit the braking point because he committed to overtake, and that was a bit too wide at the exit of the corner, and that gives the opportunity again. Nice move. Yeah,
absolutely. Now that, surely that's it, isn't it? That's got to be it. That's textbook. So
still
Bonaccini, he doesn't back off, and he's coming back at him. That is absolutely brilliant. What great driving. And Bonaccini still has that place. What an incredible battle. Pret is now running out of ideas what he can do to actually get that place and to keep it. So here we go with just over 17 minutes still to run, and it's the battle for 4th place which has got us encapsulated. Meanwhile, further back, the leading AM driver is Emanuele Tabacchi, who is in 6th place, and all the Pirelli Pro drivers are occupying the first 5 places. This is the last of the Pirelli Pro drivers. We're back on board again with Louis Pret, and you can see, and what is that?
It was the replay from the...
Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at what's that? It's actually hanging down in front of the mirror, in front of the windscreen. Don't know what that is, but that was the replay of the earlier move. Here they are, headlights on. What a great sight that is. Coming down the start-finish straight here at the Bahrain circuit, and it's Pret who's in front. So when did that actually happen? Did I actually miss that?
Well,
was that the replay that actually showed it?
Yeah, exactly. The replay. I think they probably did the move, and
we missed it because I was too busy talking about it.
Here he is.
Yeah. So he's finally got it through there. So here we go. This is the replay. He takes him up the inside, a quick duck up the inside, and there was nothing he could do on that. So, and Bonaccini just kind of a little bit offline there.
Yeah,
just getting it on the dust and missed his braking.
Exactly. He missed the braking point probably, and the apex. So this racetrack is really tough on braking, on brakes. As we can see, the brakes are consistently on red, so that means the temperature are really high, and probably he's having some brake problems because he missed some couple of brakings.
But he's coming back in again now.
Yeah, because I think Luis he did a small mistake again in the turn 10.
Yeah.
So they are close together again.
So as the race progresses, what kind of strains is this taking on the car, particularly when they're battling side by side like that? We've also got tyre wear, the brakes. I imagine you're going to have to back off and allow things to cool down a bit.
Actually, I think it's the most difficult and important thing is to keep the brakes in a good condition as well. When you are behind a car, the brakes are suffering a bit more. So looks like they are having some small issues, but still all the cars, almost all the cars on track.
And there you can see Nicolo Schiro, who has a good lead over Sam Smith, a 2.5 second lead over Sam Smith, the yellow car in second place, and he in turn is well ahead of Thomas Neubauer. And behind them, Louis Pret and Alessandro Bonaccini, that battle that has been so encapsulating. Emmanuel Tabacchi heads up the amateur category in 6th place, with Christian Overgaard second in the AM category from Jack Brown. So the cars are settling down. 14 3/4 minutes left to run in this race. The headlights are on. The cars look amazing around this Sakhir circuit. And we have and is this Pret again? These are the same. No, it's not. Sorry. In the dark, it's very hard to see the colour schemes, and that is Ali Kamyab, who's just made a move on Kent Chen through for 10th position. So we go racing along. And that's car number 80, Ali Kamyab, the UK-based driver, who has secured himself 11th place in the Pirelli AM category. With Kent Chen close behind, Martin Nelson close behind in the car that he is so unfamiliar with, and behind him Fredrik Espersen. Now Fredrik Espersen is a young driver, new into this series, young talented driver. So this is the battle now for 11th, 12th and 13th place. And again, we've got Martin Nelson looking hard on Ali Kamyab. Nelson, we said earlier, excuse me, has his own car has been lost in transit somewhere along the way, and he's in this borrowed car, the three of them nose to tail, but in unfamiliar machinery. Martin Nelson is trying to find his way past Ali Kamyab, with Fredrik Espersen ready to jump just as soon as either of them makes a mistake. And there's Fredrik again. He's looking closely at the back of the Martin Nelson car and looking for any moment to get past. Again, this track's so difficult to get past with such equal cars.
Yeah, exactly. That's the key. I mean, they are all cars quite similar, and they are almost all cars having the same top speed, and for sure they are a bit different setups, but at the end is the same car. So you need to really prepare yourself to have the movement on the overtaking, and then commit to it.
And there's a nice slow motion shot of Maria Tabacchi. And there's Nicolo Schiro, our leader in slow motion. He just looks like he's got a complete control on this race. He was recommended as somebody we need to look out for before this race started. And he was a European champion in Formula 3. He has plenty of GT experience. It's his first year in the Ferrari Challenge Europe, and he's starting off as he means to go on. Of course, something that's very different about the Ferrari Challenge this year than last year is the performance handicap, new for 2019. So whoever goes on to win this race will have a grid penalty at the next race in Valencia. So if Nicolo Schiro does go on to win this race, then at the next round he will receive a 6th place grid penalty, something new to really liven things up in the racing here. So the races where one person just disappears at the front are going to be very few and far between as this season progresses. I don't know how you feel about the whole concept of the grid penalty. I for one think it will really bring some life into the Ferrari Challenge Europe.
Well, for sure we'll give some more movement on the races, because for sure when the car winner starts from a bit more behind of his position, will give more show and more overtakings, and will yeah, for sure give a special races.
Sorry to interrupt here. As you can see, Louis Pret, he's back again. It's those two that are battling again, Alessandro Bonaccini and Louis Pret and Manuel Tabacchi. And here we go for Bonaccini and Tabacchi. And that's Louis Pret there putting the pressure.
Yeah, he catch actually Pret, catch Thomas Neubauer.
So he's Louis Pret. He's impressed a bit, hasn't he? I mean, he's making good moves.
Yeah, actually he's quite fast. He was 1 second faster in the last lap. So he's having a good pace right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So Louis Pret got his eyes on a podium place, but Thomas Neubauer probably wants to do something about that. The experienced versus the less experienced here. They come into the home straight. And he's putting the pressure on for third place. Not a lot between them. 9.5 minutes still to go. And Nicolo Schiro is still out clear in front with a big gap to Sam Smith. So this is the battle for the last of the podium places. And there is Louis Pret and Thomas Neubauer. So Neubauer, not experienced in the Ferrari Challenge. This is his first race in it. Not doing badly at all, making a very good account of himself as he races around this Sakhir circuit in Bahrain under the lights. And Emanuele Tabacchi, who has got past Alessandro Bonaccini, is now the leading AM category driver from Jack Brown in second, so doing really well there. Again, Emanuele Tabacchi, his first race in the Ferrari Challenge and leading his category. Really impressive stuff. And that's the good thing about this Ferrari Challenge, is that somebody who has pure driving talent can come in here and can show some of the others that have been here for a while a clean pair of heels. Very, very impressive. So we look down there as the cars come through, and that is Martin Nelson under pressure from Fredrik Espersen, the young Fredrik Espersen. Taking a look around Martin Nelson, putting the pressure on, just 0.2 of a second separating them, and into the start-finish straight. What a great opportunity it is into turn 1 here, under braking. And Martin Nelson just making his Ferrari 488 as wide as he possibly can. Those brake discs glowing, and he just holds him off for that other lap. Would you say that turns 1 and 4 are the two best places that, for overtaking on this circuit?
Yeah, for sure. The turn 1 is the most easy place to overtake, and also the last corner. If you can have a good slipstream of the previous corner, you can make it. But for sure, turn 1 and turn 4 are the best places, and even where they are approaching now in this braking, if you are close together, you can also try it.
Yeah, absolutely.
In this braking, right now, where they are.
Yeah, absolutely. So have you actually, you've actually turned a wheel in anger around this Bahrain circuit yourself, or is it this something that's new to all of them, isn't it?
Well, actually, I had the opportunity to race here in the WEC, and what I can say is that they are really is a good racetrack where they for sure are enjoying right now, because we don't have so many opportunities to race in the night in the dark and in the night. So when it's really good illuminated, so it's not taking out any performance from the, let's say, when you normally drive in endurance races and in the dark, you lose some performance because the visibility for sure is not the same.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here with the perfect illumination is still really easy to drive around.
Yeah. Okay, and of course for all these drivers in this series, this is the first time they've been here, so they're all learning the track. They're all racing in the same conditions together, and apart from one driver, none of these drivers have actually raced on this circuit before, so they've all had a steep learning curve. I'm guessing the track is probably getting faster as the weekend proceeds. There you can see Alessandro Bonaccini in a lone 6th place now. And our leader, Nicolo Schiro, he has pulled out a good lap, a good speed, 5.2 seconds over Sam Smith in 2nd place, and Louis Pret a long way behind. So the cars are well spaced out now. Nicolo Schiro really just needs to hold it together, and he should be able to bring this one home safely, one would like to think. We've got about 5 minutes left on this race, just over 5 minutes. And it's still to play for. We have 4 pro drivers in the top 4 places. Emmanuel Tabacchi still the leading AM category driver in 5th place, with Alessandro Bonaccini in 6th. Jack Brown 2nd in the AM category in 7th place. 4 minutes and a bit left, and that is the number 17 car of Louis Pret. Behind him, we can see Thomas Neubauer again with Maria Tabacchi closing up again, putting the pressure on. Here we go again, the challenge down the start-finish straight as the headlights blind us coming in towards us. And it's a move up the inside. And let's just see what's happened there. And 85, it's Emmanuel Tabacchi, but he has through to Thomas Neubauer, is through, and he's taken that 4th place. Brilliant driving, and he's coming back at him again. Emmanuel Tabacchi coming back again, but Neubauer shuts that door nice and firmly. So it's car 6, Thomas Neubauer in front of Alessandro Bonacci. It suddenly dropped back though, so I'm distracted by that. The 85 car of Manuel Tabacchi just dropping back, and I don't know if he made a mistake there, but
I think he went a bit wide, and
yeah,
like we said, if you lose the line, it's quite tricky to get again in the right one because of the dust and the sun.
And there's Louis Pret hitting one of the markers on the inside of the corner as he goes through,
He's trying to push as much as possible to
all the track and more, I'd say. Yeah, absolutely. So that's his 3rd place. And here we go. Here's a replay.
Here's the move of Louis Pret to Neubauer.
And he just got that gap up the inside, didn't he? And pulled away from him. So just that big gap that he left up on the inside, and you don't need to be asked twice to take an opportunity like that. There's John Dillon in the distinctive orange and black car with the car 82 behind. So the race continues. Gosh, there's only 2 3/4 minutes left of it, and it kind of ticks along very nicely. So we've got Ken Chen behind John Dillon, and Ali Kanyab behind, looking for that 9th place. So John Dillon in 9th place in the AM category. And here comes Ali Kanyab on Ken Chen, taking a look left and right, looking up the inside. But Ken Chen's having nothing of it. Ken Chen's got a lot of experience in this series, and he just shuts the door very firmly. Back up here again, and Thomas Neubauer coming under pressure again from Emmanuel Tabacchi. It's an ongoing battle, this one. Tabacchi has not had enough of Neubauer yet. Still taking a look. Here we come, headlights towards us, taking a look. But I think Neubauer has got that well and truly covered off at this moment. I think our first 2 are well clear. So at the front, 7.4 seconds over 2nd place is Nicolo Schiro's lead. And there's Emmanuel Tabacchi behind Thomas Neubauer. So we're coming into the closing stages of the race. We can see here those 3 further back: John Dillon, Ken Chen, and Ali Kanyab. And it's just at that time when you're into the race, you're tired, the tyres are worn, the cars are hot, and getting those positions, you're just looking for that mistake that you can find from the driver in front. Look at them jostling there. John Dillon just being as wide as he possibly can, holding on to that 9th place from Ken Chen, but Ken Chen taking a look up at the inside. Dillon just shutting the door again, but Ken is all over him. Ken Chen taking a look and pulls the gap out again, does John Dillon. So he seems to have it under control, doesn't he? Probably into, well, we are into that last lap now. Not a lot of time left to get those positions. Every point counts here.
Yeah, first race of the season, so for sure it's still a long way to go, and it's important to collect some points, and now is the right moment to not do some stuff that you can handle it at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Ali Kamiab, he's still putting the peat on. You see him take that tight corner, and we're on to the final lap now. And just Ali Kamiab just looks like he's putting everything he can into getting past Ken Chen. You see the back end stepping out as he cuts right in as he comes out of that corner, looking for that space up at the inside. And I think Ken Chen is having nothing of it. He is an experienced driver, but there's our leader, Nicolo Schiro, well clear, barring mechanical breakdowns now. He surely has this one well and truly sewn up. Absolutely brilliant driving from Nicolo Schiro, really under control. 14 laps of this track that he's completed. He has an 8.5-second lead over second place Sam Smith. He's got enough time to pull over and have a little break. Here he is, he's coming out of that final corner, and he's getting ready for that checkered flag. An absolutely dominant run from Nicolo Schiro. The first, that wasn't the final corner, was it? My apologies, but it's the first round of the Ferrari European Challenge. He's coming around very shortly to take that checkered flag and to claim the full 20 points for the first round of the first race of the Trofeo Pirelli Round 1 Championship at Bahrain. And Sam Smith in second, Louis Pret still in 3rd place. So it's been just a fairly quiet race for Nicolo Schiro, apart from the very beginning. Kind of had it under control, hasn't he?
Yeah, quite easy race, let's say. Yeah. It's never easy, but for sure it was a...
Yeah, here he comes, lights flashing to take the checkered flag. It's Nicolo Schiro who wins round 1 of the Trofeo Pirelli. Race 1, round 1. Sam Smith in 2nd place for Great Britain. And it looks like it could be Louis Pret who's going to come through to 3rd place. We wait to have a look. And it is Louis Pret. Has he come through? Who was that came through? The timing screen says Louis Pret that came through for 3rd place. So not a nail-biter in any stretch of the imaginations for the lead, but a good, clean race for Nicolo Schiro. He's got his season off exactly as he wanted it, doesn't he?
Yeah, exactly. You always want to start the season with a win, so it's always special to win the first race, and at least we'll have some less pressure for tomorrow's race.
Absolutely. And in the amateur series, Emmanuel Tabaki comes through to take the win for the AM category, with Jack Brown taking 2nd place. But it's our first 3 in the Pirelli Pro Championship. Nicolo Schiro, Sam Smith and Louis Pret. And there we see John Dillon. He held off Ken Chen and Ali Kamiab for 9th, 10th and 11th place. And there's a replay of Martin Nelson getting past Frederick Espersen for 12th place. So there we go, flags waving. The season is well and truly underway. They've got another race tomorrow. And for the Trofeo Pirelli race tomorrow, it is a night race. So it'll be a later start tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see how things go on that. Here we are, headlights blazing. They look great under the lights here. And there we see Thomas Neubauer. So an interesting race.
Yeah, quite good battles. As we can see, I think it's quite difficult to overtake, but we could see some good movements, and is what actually always bring us the Ferrari challenge. Good battles, good movements, and a lot of show.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing about this this challenge, is the cars are so equal, and it's they're identical cars, and it is about driving talent. This reminds me very much of how Nicolas Nielsen started his season last year. Quite dominant, went on to win, I think it was 10 out of 14 races last season. And Nicolas Schiro clearly has his eyes on something like that too, racing for the Rosso Corsa team. Here they come into the pit lane. There's Sam Smith. Sam Smith there, settling for his second place. And here we are, ready for the podium presentation. He's got to be happy with that, Sam Smith from Great Britain. So an interesting race. Celebrations all around. And there he is, Louis Pret, and looking very happy, his team very happy with that third place. Helmets off. The heat's off for the time being. They've still got another race to do tomorrow. As you can see, just the calm after the storm. We get ready for the podium ceremony. So yes, it's going to be interesting when the cars head to Valencia at the end of March, because Nicolas Schiro probably going to get a grid penalty. Well, probably will definitely have a grid penalty. Will be starting further back as a result of his win. But for the time being now, that's not on his mind. What's on his mind is celebrating what has been a pretty dominant performance, putting in some good, consistent lap times, winning the first Trofeo Pirelli race of the 2019 season. And just receiving applause from the team. Photo time. Climb on board. It smiles all around. So here we go then. Here we are, the highlights of the race that we've just seen.
Involontariamente.
So there you are, the highlights of your race. We're ready for the podium presentation. And it's Nicolas Schiro who wins the Trofeo Pirelli Race 1